She has gained weight. I know it's water. I know the majority of it is water. So what's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. It is Monday. I watched Housewives of Potomac and OC, and we will talk about them later because I was tweeting while watching it, so I need to go back and get my notes. I didn't get my notes, but I did see a tweet this morning on guess where, Twitter, that was talking about how, just somebody saying about the zodiacs, how the zodiac signs, how people blame the zodiac on their bad behavior. And just quickly, I just wanted to talk. I love when people act like they don't. It's like two spectrums of people. People who act like they have no clue. Should I go get, I'm trying to think, should I get gas now? Yeah, I'm about to get gas now. People who have absolutely no clue what the zodiac is, no clue about astrology. They know what the zodiac is, but they have no clue about astrology. You have those people. And then you have those people who are like, that shit don't mean nothing. That's how people just blame their bad behavior on the zodiac sign. And then you have some people who really don't know anything about it, but will listen and talk to you about it because it's interesting to them. And, you know, y'all know I love to inject what astrological signs people are. I love to guess what element you were born under, because I'm good at guessing your element. Not so good at gathering your astrological sign, because it's usually what you present to people is really your rising sign, right? That's how people see you. So what you normally go by is your sun sign, because when you were born under the sun was positioned in this particular planet. That particular planet, it has a constellation. There's planets in that area at the time you were born. There's constellations that were in that area in the time you were born, and the constellations are determined by astronomers. Now you have to include astronomy. You have to include an astrology. That goes together. It's not like those stars in the sky haven't been named all of these different names from, all of your astrological signs. So, I don't know if I'm going to explain it right, but I just like it when people are less like, you guys just blame your astrological signs on your bad behavior. And I'll expand on it after I put my gas in the car. So hold on a second. I don't have my sunglasses again. I'm pissed this morning. Oh, yes, I do. Bitch, they right here, bitch. I have to clean them, though. Oh, my God. Let me get my life together. I'm late, honey. What is this? Number 2. This man almost broke his damn neck trying to look at this woman. The woman being me. I'm not flat nigga breaking his neck trying to look at me, because everybody gets that, honey. Special girl. You ain't special, girl. But he almost broke his damn neck. He hit his foot on the damn divider, the island where the gas pump is. He hit his foot on there. Turn around looking at me. You need to pay attention with your coffee and your gas. Come on, girl. I don't want to do. I need to go over here. Sometimes I don't like pulling out in front of the street. Pulling out in the street that doesn't have like a light, because people get so like rude and disrespectful when it comes to like allowing people to drive and to live. And so they like, I'd rather come to a light and have the light tell how the people to behave. Because then you just pull out trying to pull out, and there's a light, and there's a light here, and you pull out, and the fucking driveway to the gas station is right there. So if I pull out this way, there's cars coming from that light to this light. They're not gonna stop. Even if this light is red, they're coming this way, and they're coming so fast, and I'm trying to turn out and go into the other lane. I'm not trying to go with the way of traffic. I need to come past this traffic. Oh, what's going on with my fingernail? I had to let me put my seatbelt on. Okay, anyway, so let me finish talking about the zodiac real quick. So I see a tweet on Twitter that was like, people be talking about their signs. They don't even know what it's about, and there's no scientific fact to support it and all this other stuff. And the girl says, you could be 3 signs in one day. And she was really trying to make a joke. Like, she was really trying to be funny. Like, you could be 3 signs in one day. And I said, okay, I know she's trying to be funny, but let me just give her some knowledge real quick. And I think she's just retweeting everybody who is talking about zodiac. Once some guy said, I don't know nothing about the moon going in retrograde, and I'm like, okay, well, I know you don't know, so I can't spend time trying to educate you because of your approach to the issue. Like, if you have a really bad negative approach to some new information, and I have that new information, I'm not going to give it to you, because the way you're not approaching it with a willingness to learn. You're approaching it with your desire is not to learn. It's not. You want to, I don't know if you want to ridicule, you want to dismiss or whatever. But the point is this, and I explained in the tweet, you can beat all 12 signs of the zodiac. You really can. And then I had to explain, and for all y'all who don't know, the time and date and location that you were told that you were born determines where the planets were positioned in that moment. That's why it's so important when you're doing your natal chart that you know the time that you were born, because of course as the day goes, the planets and their positions change. So if you say that you were born at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the sun is just leaving Leo at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you were really born at 9:33, it's possible you could be a Virgo under the sun because of the time that you were born. Okay, so you may not be a Leo. You might think you a Leo, but it depends on the degrees in which that planet was in that position at that time. And then also, and then it's like each planet has characteristics and traits that are associated with them. And inside of that, you have houses. And your houses determine different things like your career, your love life, what, how you deal with stress, your family life, how many times you will possibly be married based on your ideas of love, right? There's so many things, and I think a lot of people who don't know astrology we're all told what our sun sign is, and that's why people, you can be 3 signs. You could be 3 signs in one day, and it's true. You can be, and I think she was really trying to be funny, but I'm like, for me, when you think about where we are and who we are on universally, when you think about what you are made of, your body, the water, the electricity, the bones, when you think about that and how we're designed, okay, and how the planets are designed and things that come from the earth are designed, and the simple fact, and I even said it, like, the simple fact that you can dismiss the power of the moon alone. The moon changes tides, y'all. Like, it changes the water and the waves, and how the course of, people who sail, they won't sail during certain times of the moon because of the waters, and if you don't think that the moon is something that powerful, and you're from that, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but you are from that. You are from the moon, the earth, the planets. You are made up of that. So to dismiss the power that these planets have and the characteristics or traits that are associated, you'd be silly to dismiss that. Now, to say you don't understand it, that's one thing. To say there's no scientific fact behind astrology, you can say that. However, it is included in astronomy, and there is scientific facts in astronomy. You cannot deny when you look up in the sky that there are stars, and planets that are positioned in a certain way that you can see when they're closer to the earth. That the moon, when the moon is full, people start out, there's no, it's not a fake association to be like the freaks come out at night on the full moon. The moon does determine our behavior and our moods and stuff. If it can move water and determine how the waves and where they need to go, and the wave patterns of the earth, the moon, you don't think that you being from that it doesn't have any effect on your personality? So if you're saying the moon is controlling the emotions, your emotions, those are what's associated with the moon. And your moon is in an astrological sign whose characteristics are, arrogant, childish, giving, nurturing. Those things are intensified as the moon becomes full, as that planet goes into that section of the fucking universe. I don't even say the sky. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I'm explaining it right. I just don't like to see people dismiss astrology. I mean, I understand why they do. They probably have, a lot of people who are big into religion, although, let me shut up. If people who dismiss it because of their religion, they have, they don't believe in it, and that's fine. Nobody's telling you have to believe in something. At 7:33. I need to be at work at 8 o'clock. But that's all I really wanted to say. I don't like when people dismiss it, only because I think it's like you're dismissing information that is possibly like it affects your personality. The way that the moon, the sun, the Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune, all of the planets are positioned, all of those planets have characteristics and personality traits associated with them. So when you were born, it's just that. All the planets that were in particular signs. Every sign has characteristic and personality traits associated with them. So yes, it's true. You can be 3 signs at once. I know I have a lot of, and that's why I really like to go by elements, because your elements really can tell you a lot about who you are and how you deal with things. You got a lot of water in your chart. You're very emotional. You're very intuitive. Things like that. You're suspicious a lot of people. Always looking at people. Very observant. That kind of thing. You got a lot of fire in your chart. You can be very aggressive, focused. Focus on different things. Get angry. Easy to anger. Witty, quick-witted, you know what I mean? And it's like a lot of people, they only think about the negative, because, it's easy to think about the negative, if the positive is not that interesting. The way that, what's his name always says, it's easy to believe a lie when the truth is not that interesting, or the lie is more entertaining. So a lot of people focus on the negative aspects and the negative traits of the zodiac, and then they determine, how they're going to treat a person. I like to know people's zodiac signs. I like to know that because it kind of helps me deal with them on a level, to understand where they're coming from, to understand what to expect from them. And a lot of times, more often than not, they prove the scholars. They prove them right. Their behavior proves them right. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. I love astrology. I always have since I was a little girl. And before they had websites to do your natal charts and stuff, I used to do natal charts. Like, I would do them. I don't know how. I had a book that taught me how to do them, and then I got in a relationship with my children's father, and he's Muslim, and so he was like, I ended up throwing the book away and my chart, all of the stuff. I just threw a lot of stuff away because he was Muslim and controlling and overbearing and insecure and paranoid and all these other things. So I threw a book away. But I would get a ruler and everything and a compass thing and draw a circle and make the houses, and I would write the signs and things. I used to do all of that shit. I don't even know that book. I threw it away. And inside the book, which I was so stupid, I should have kept my fucking chart. The chart was inside of the book. I kept it inside of the book on the first page, and I ended up throwing the book away. He made me throw so much shit away. He made me throw away pictures of boyfriends in high school. Luckily, I used to get double prints, so I made him think I threw pictures away, and I did. And I would never throw pictures away for a nigga. I made you think I was throwing them away. Anyway, but and back to astrology. Yeah, so to me, I feel like, you know, you can dismiss it, but you cannot dismiss the fact that the moon and the sun have an effect on things that go down on this, in this realm. So why would you, if you know that for a fact the moon changes the tides in the ocean, why wouldn't you think it'll have an effect on you as a human? And you come from that. You are made up of water. The majority of your body is water, just like the earth. So why wouldn't you think that the moon has any effect on your personality during certain times of the day or the year or what have you? Why wouldn't you think that the planet Mercury, whose the sign is associated with communication, when Mercury is in retrograde, meaning that it's not going backwards, it looks like it's going backwards, but it's not going backwards, that all the things that are related to communication are frazzled and thwarted, and, you know, everything goes awry during this time, and it's true. And it's true. And it happens. You and you can blame it on the earth and the moon and the planets, because the planets do have an effect over your personality. So saying, oh, I'm blaming bad behavior on a zodiac sign, well, ask a fixed sign. It's really hard to change. It's really hard to change. Leos, fucking Scorpios, who else is fixed? They can't. Tauruses, they try their hardest to change. They can't. They fixed. Right? What? I mean, you cannot deny that the people, I don't know. You just can't deny. I don't care. I love talking about astrology and stuff like that. That's why I'm always interested in people's personalities and characters and character traits and stuff like that. So yes, you can be 3 signs at once. I am a Virgo, an Aries, and a Libra, honey. So you can, I mean, you can be 3 different signs. I am, and I embody those things at the times when I'm just like, And then I'm a half of Leo, and I have a lot of issues with, like, I'm good with change. You know, I'm good with change, but then some things I can't, like habits for me are hard to break, because I'm have some Leo in me, and I could see it. I could see it when it's time for me to make a decision. It takes me a long time. It takes me a long time to, you know, it's funny because it'll take me a while to cut someone off, because I'm fixed in the habit of dealing with this person. But then the Virgo comes in me, and I can disassociate so fast from a person. Once I'm through with them, I could disassociate so fast, and that's a Virgo, from you. And it's really because I'm a mutable sign, right? And you'll notice too, I could just back away and never speak to you again, and nor have a desire to speak to you again. It may take me a long time to get to that point because of my fixed nature, but when I make a final decision, that Virgo will cut your ass off, and I will never speak a word. I will look at you in your face, and it will look like I'm looking through you. I don't see you. You understand what I'm saying? And then I have there's good, and then there's good and bad traits. You don't even have to go through the good traits. You know the good traits of the Virgo, honey. Look at, you know, but then you have other things that are in your chart that affect you. And that's what people don't get. And that's why people because people are just going like, oh, I'm a Cancer, and that's it. No, that's not it. That's not it. You know? So I think a lot of that comes with education, but I don't entertain educating anyone who's not open to learning new information. Anyways, that's all I just wanted to run my mouth real quick. It's just me running my mouth. I really could sit down and have a real good talk about astrology, and actually have my friend Charles come on, because he is very much into astrology. He also reads tarot cards the same way I do. So it's like we, you know, we're in touch with some things. We probably do. We actually did a podcast about people who don't like to apologize. Robert Redford is retiring from acting following the release of what will be something. I didn't see the rest of it. I thought Robert Redford was dead. Anyway, y'all, so that's it. That's all I got to say. Tell me what signs you are. I will put your sun sign. I want to know your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And if you don't know what it is, I will put a link to where you can put in the information based on the time you were born, the date you were born, and where you were born. So I always say where you were told you were born, because you really don't know. We just going off of secondhand information according to what somebody else told us. Something to think about. Anyways, that's my time. I'm sitting in traffic. I got 15 minutes to get to where I'm going. I don't think I'm gonna make it on time, but it's Monday and we'll get past it. We'll get your Potomac and your Potomac finale and your third episode of Orange County probably today or tomorrow. All right, take care of each other.